Welcome, everybody, to the Follow D Money podcast. Here we are once again. We're at Le Meridian Hotel, Spoken Still Restaurant. And today I'm sitting with a young man. And there's a term out there that a lot of us use. There are social media influencers. There are people who create content. There are people who do things. I would like to say that he's not an influencer, but he is influential. He is a young man that motivates men and women to be better versions of themselves. He leads by example, and I have been honored enough to meet this young man and sit and talk with him and learn about him and tell him a little bit about my story. But I want everyone else now to be introduced to my friend, Anthony Murdock.
Hey, bless you, brother.
My brother.
Bless you, brother. That was very kind of you, man. Thank you. It's great to
real.
be here, bro. Great to be here.
You know it is. First, I want to ask you to tell everyone who doesn't know you a little bit about where you're from.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, my name is Anthony Murdock II, and I'm a purpose-driven, action-oriented servant leader and proud product of the world's largest small city, of the storytelling capital of the world. Most know it as Indianapolis, Indiana, but I know it as Naptown. And it's not because we sleep, it's because the world is asleep on us, my brother.
Right on.
I moved 7 times in the first 5 years of my life. So I didn't really know home until I got here. And I'll be real with you, man. I didn't even claim Indianapolis as my home until after I graduated from high school.
Wow.
Yeah, when I got to college, I went to Butler undergrad.
Okay.
Things started to make more sense. And it's amazing how God works. Good things take time. So when it's take time, it's probably a good thing. And it took me a lot of time to understand the power in a home. And I started to realize that when I got to college. And that was when I began claiming being a product of Indianapolis.
Okay.
And then it was probably my sophomore, junior year, I became more intentional about knowing and learning about the ways in which Indianapolis has shaped my story. I became a proud product when I went to law school. And I really learned what it meant to be from Naptown after that. So hopefully that answers your question.
It definitely answers my question. And I want to know, what about Naptown defined who you were? What are those attributes that clearly define who Anthony Murdock is?
Yeah, man. Man, that's a packed question, bro. And I think like I said, good things take time.
Yeah.
So part of what made me take pride in the city the way that I do now is watching so many people be raised here and move from here. You know, I know so many people I grew up with who I went to school with, and now Atlanta or Dallas or New York or LA are benefactors of the work they put in, you know, the identity that they shaped while they were here.
Yeah.
And it made me ask questions and think critically about what doesn't the city have that makes folks believe that you can be born and built here, but the growth that you aspire, you desire can't happen here. And so when you become intimate with people's stories and then my own, you know, I start asking these critical questions about what's wrong with here and what doesn't here have that somewhere else does. And brother, if I can be real with you, I discovered the opposite. You know, I call Indianapolis the storytelling capital of the world because it can seem so hard to do something meaningful here. But when you do something meaningful here, you can do something meaningful anywhere.
Right.
And I think that's really why that might be why we export so much talent. Because people come to know that I am great while they're here in a way that in Dallas or Atlanta or in New York, you're not affirmed in that way.
Right.
And so now by nature of being affirmed here, I can go there with the confidence that I am one of those ones. And so in my journey, it is through stories that I discovered just how great this city was. And as I landed my plane, as a kid who wanted to move away from here as soon as possible, And I felt like God just made me stuck here. I've grown to understand it was divine placement. It's a reason why I didn't go to Princeton when I said I wanted to go to Princeton since I was in the 2nd grade. It's the reason why I didn't go to Harvard for college and accept that track scholarship when that's exactly what my family thought I was going to do when I graduated from high school. It's a reason why I chose McKinney after going to Butler when I could have went to a number of other law schools. It's a reason why it's the reason why I bought my home at 30th and Arlington in 2018. And 7 years later, my home doesn't just have greater value, but I know the value of my house doesn't just have greater value. I know the value of a home. Mm-hmm. It's a reason why God planted me here, man. And why he kept me here.
Yep.
But that's all stories. And that's the core attribute that makes this place so special, bro, our stories.
At what point did you know that it's not just your story, but everybody else's story that was so important?
Doc, because what is my story without the story of us? Who am I without the people that shaped me?
Right.
Man, I don't know about you, Doc, but growing up, when people would say I'm a product of my environment, what came after that statement was oftentimes something so negative.
Right.
When I say I'm a product of my environment, that's the prerequisite to my greatness. If people believe that I'm great, it's because of where I come from. And for me, that starts with the God that saved my life. You know, like I would not be who I am without Jesus Christ, bro. And again, I was born and raised in a church, which pretty much everybody who knows me know.
Right.
But you know how you got friends that you grew up with, but you don't really know that well? Mm-hmm. Same thing with Jesus for me, bro. Like I've known the name, but didn't know the brother. Mm-hmm. And when I discovered just how incredibly aligned his story was with mine, then I started to feel the divinity inside of me. And there's something different. We talked about it off camera. You have a vision that's divine because it's bigger than you. When you realize your story is bigger than you, now your story is divine.
Right.
And brother, now I have an accountability.
Yeah.
Like I can't move in certain ways.
Right.
Or from an affirming perspective, I must move in different ways because I know the power that sits inside of me. Mm-hmm. And I would not know that without seeing the power in the people that are around me, bro.
Was there a moment for you when you realized it, or did it gradually happen?
No, it's definitely gradually, bro.
Yeah.
That's why reflection is so amazing. Mm-hmm. Like I don't, for me, I'll speak for myself. I'm actually a very slow learner. Now, once I get it, I got it.
Right.
But it takes me a lot of time because good things take time. I'm also hypercritical because of
yourself or of everyone.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm learning to give myself more grace as I see transparently just how fake a lot of people are.
Right.
Because they're becoming expensive copies of other people because of a lack of understanding and affirmation of self. Mm-hmm. That's another reason I appreciate the city so much, because my arc on my story is crazy. Like to be a kid who was bullied by some of the same people who celebrate me now is nuts. And I don't say that to be like, I had haters.
Right.
But I mean, just God's grace is just that good to go from someone that people didn't understand that they seek understanding from. That ain't nothing but divine.
That's pretty beautiful right there.
And I don't say that boastfully. I say that with true humility, bro.
That's a part of your story.
Yes, Doc.
Yes, sir. You talked about reflection, mm-hmm. and you deal a lot in reflection.
Yes, sir.
You have events about reflection.
Yep.
How important has reflection been for you in your life, and how does it frame how you teach others to use reflection to grow?
Man, bro. So like I said, I went to context. I went to Fall Creek Valley Middle School, where I was learning alongside people who looked like me. I went to University High School of Indiana for college, for high school. Mm-hmm. And that was a college preparatory school. My parents drove me 45 minutes to school, so 90 minutes to and from school, my first 2 years till I got a car. And then I was driving back and forth 45 minutes to go to school.
Wow.
But that environment was where I was one of few. So I went from the norm to the exception. You picking up what I'm putting down?
I am.
And then I went to Butler, where again, I was one of few. But had I not gone to university, I could not have been prepared to maximize Butler.
Right.
That was my undergrad. Then I went to IU for law school here in the city at McKinney, where again, I was one of few. And I couldn't have stewarded the masterpiece of an experience that I had at the IU McKinney School of Law had I not learned to steward when I was at Butler, had I not gone through those introductions when I was at university. So God has blessed me to be a Black man with multiple degrees. But it's really the heat of the moments of my life that have taught me more than any degree could have. And so when you talk about like why, one, like what about reflection and how do I teach reflection and why do I teach reflection? Because man, it's oftentimes not in the syllabi that you learn about life the most, bro. It just comes when life does what life does. Mm-hmm. Especially when you feel like you prepared and it still didn't go according to plan. And you only realize those things, brother, when life stretches you. And life has stretched me. And it continues to stretch me. And I found that the true strength does not just come in how much weight I can lift, but it comes in my flexibility. Mm. And man, the best stretch therapists, shout out to Jamila, the best stretch therapists are the one that support you in your journey. And I could not know that to be true if I hadn't had the space to reflect on how I got to where I am. Because I'm landing my plane. Because the world will tell me that I'm here because of my law degree, but I don't practice. So how can my law degree play that big of a role? Like for the world, I'm a Black man with a law degree, and that's the reason why I'm as great as I am. But I don't even talk about the fact that I'm a lawyer, nor do I practice. I am as great as I am because of the great God that's inside of me. And all that brother does is stretch me a little bit more every day. But man, it's that stretching, bro. Man, it's that stretching. And I couldn't know the power of that stretching without reflection.
Yeah. And I think in my life, where I am today, it's only because of the stretching that I endured. And I wouldn't be here had I been stretched too far, had I been not stretched at all.
That's good. That's good.
Not stretched at all.
That's good.
Because I needed that to tell me that I was able to get through it.
Come on, dog.
We were talking about strength earlier.
Yeah.
And support, right? I was stretched enough to where my strength can handle it, but not too far to where I didn't have enough support to maintain it. And that's where I'm at today.
That's good.
So I like, when I see you talking about reflection, I don't know what reflection is. I don't know what reflection is. I know what my history is. I know how to bounce back. I know how to come back from adversity. I know how to be better. I know how to learn from my mistakes. But reflection is deeper than that, I think. What is reflection to you?
Man, reflection is awareness. I think reflection is the confidence to know that you are not where you once were, and the humility to understand that there's something to learn from that. Reflection is having the gall to look in the mirror. And it's also I don't know. Because sometimes when you look in the mirror, you don't like what you see.
Right.
But there's something that comes with reflection, that knowing that even if I don't like what I have to see, that doesn't mean it has to stay that way forever. Because reflection, again, reminds me of where I've been. And if I didn't look this way today, I don't have to look this way tomorrow. Reflection is encouragement, man. Reflection is affirmation. Reflection is proof. Reflection is proof of growth. If you can reflect, you've grown. And so to anybody who don't think they've grown, can you reflect? And if you can reflect, you've grown, bro. And I think that's why people who take time to reflect are who we see to be so wise, man. Because they've grown.
Yeah. Not being the same person is special. Being different means that you've grown. And I want to talk about when I first met you. I first met you at a Melly showroom. You were just in passing. I don't know if you remember, but I grabbed you, and you were walking past me, and I grabbed you, and you looked back like,
you cannot forget that, brother. You cannot forget that, brother.
You said, you looked, and I said, I just want to tell you that I know who you are, and I respect you. And I said, I just want to tap in at some point. I said, my name is Stretch, and I just want to let you know that I respect you. That's all I said. So you said, we need to tap in. You didn't know me from Adam. And we exchanged numbers that day.
Yeah.
About a week later, maybe less, we had coffee. I don't drink coffee, but we had
tea.
We had tea. And that day, when you met me, you told me you had a meeting at Butler. You told me that you were going to a jail to speak with some of the inmates.
Yes, sir.
You told me that you had another meeting that same day. So you just fit me in so that you could learn about me and so that you can tell me more about yourself. And that motivated me. That motivated me to work harder. That motivated me in a way that my days are never that full. And you had all that going on before our meeting, and you took the time to spend with me. And it was everlasting impact, just so you know. But I want to know what motivates you to motivate people like myself to do better.
Man, bro. You know what's wild? Where was I at earlier today, bro? From 9 to 12, I was at the correctional facility today.
Yeah.
I was literally there today. So for you to tell the story of our origin being me coming from the same place I came from today.
Yeah.
This is a natural evolution, brother.
Right.
This is a natural evolution. You didn't even know that. This is a natural evolution.
Yeah, dope.
And I'm just choosing to appreciate that for a second, bro. Like that's, because I love stories. And one of the things the Bible does is, man, the Bible will repeat the same thing over and over again and get people to understand. And God is trying to get me to understand something. Because he keeps taking me from prisons to conversations with you. He keeps taking me from speaking to black men who are incarcerated to speaking to you, a black man who is free. And he allows me to be in both spaces. Doc, that's not a coincidence. And to answer your question, bro, I don't motivate, bro. Like I don't wake up and go to sleep trying to motivate people, man. Matter of fact, if I can be transparent with you, player, I just be trying to get through the day, man, you know. Being real, bro. And this is wild with what he be putting me through to get through the day. But he keeps stretching me, bro. That brings me, and I hope I'm answering your question, bro. It brings me to a conversation we had at the facility today. And one of the guys there knew a basketball player. They grew up together.
Yeah.
And he talked about in high school, this particular basketball player had a wild growth spurt. And something I shared was that, and this particular basketball player always knew he was finna go to the NBA. And I said, when you have intention, which is built in moments of tension. Intention is built in moments of tension. So it's in moments of tension that we become intentional. And that's directly connected to our purpose. So people got to remember that sometimes in your moments of tension, your purpose is being built. In your moments of tension, your purpose is being built. And so I'm sharing with you, bro, that this particular person had this growth spurt. And man, there used to be people who would hang upside down from monkey bars trying to stretch their back to get taller. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Or they wear the ankle weights. Like they'd hang from the bar with the ankle weights thinking it's going to make me taller.
Pull them, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is outrageous. And it may have made them taller for the moment, but that growth didn't last. See, real growth, you can't manufacture, Doc. Like it's a natural byproduct of a process. So man, I don't try to motivate people, bro. I don't wake up like, okay, what am I gonna tell them today? And I used to do that until I just became enamored and almost lost in the process that God has for me in my life at this time. All I do, bro, every day is do my best with what I have. Because that's the best that we can do. And it's unfortunate how motivating that is. It is unfortunate how motivating it is for me doing the best I can with what I have to be something that's so rare. It is unfortunate, Stretch, that you being someone who's simply doing what you were called to do is so rare. But that's why I answer the call. That's why I keep answering the call every day. Because in the same way, I'm landing my plane, in the same way that you had no idea what I did before I came here. You have no idea of the price I have to pay to show up, to speak. It's like people don't know the price you have to pay to show up and stretch, to simply be who you are. Sometimes to simply be who you are is a stretch. For a stretch to be stretched, there must be a stretch.
Correct.
And it's the strongest of people that a stretch is uncomfortable. There's a price you pay to being who you are. And we don't complain about that price. I was talking about reflections earlier. You know, Mike G from We Don't Run From Adversity, he has wine collections called Reflections. And something he told me years ago is that he never complains. He does not complain about the price he has to pay to be who he is. And for a lot of us, he was the original influencer.
Yeah.
A lot of us didn't know what influencing was until we saw Mike.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying all of that to say, I don't try to be who I am. I just be.
Right.
And by nature of being in a world full of folks who try, that seems to be motivating.
I want to say, I don't think that when I say that you motivate, it's because you motivate by being you. You don't motivate with intention. You motivate with conviction. Understand? And I didn't say that clearly, but you totally cleared it up for me. Now I want to know, is how you move, is it your purpose?
Yeah.
Is it to become better for you? Or is it for you to be a beacon? Are you a sign? Like are you a beacon for God's work? Like, are you doing what you do as an example of what can happen, of what can be? Or is it just for you to be a better person? Do you understand that question?
Do, no, I do. And to make sure, to clarify, every question you've asked has been phenomenal.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Every question you've asked has been phenomenal.
I appreciate that.
Man, the one thing I try and do is what God asks me to do. And I'm also learning the older I get that God does ask questions through people. He moves through people. So when you ask me, like, what am I trying to do? Is it for me or is it for community? It's for him. And when I do it for him, he's gracious enough for it to positively impact me. And the beauty, I think, of God's love is that God's love is communal. So when I do what he's asked me to do, there is no question that it has a consequence on community. You know, you talked about it off the screen, right? There's this beautiful balance between strength and support. That's what you talked about. Doc, there's a beautiful balance between peanut butter and jelly. Doc, there's a beautiful balance between macaroni and cheese and sweet potatoes. There's a beautiful balance between cornbread and greens. There's a beautiful balance between your left and your right. There's a beautiful balance between clarity and confusion. There's a beautiful balance. And matter of fact, it's not even a balance, Stretch. It's a harmony. It's a harmony. And what I'm saying is, bro, like, and God is harmonious. God's holiness is harmonious. And my ability to be who it is he's called me to be allows me to find a rhythm that produces a harmony that positively impacts anybody who's able to hear it. And we are operating at a frequency where we hear it and we operate in it. We receive messages that we share. And I only spend time with people, my brother, who are in tune with that harmony. So let that be a reminder to you of where you are. And never sacrifice your frequency, King. Because I don't spend my time around people, places, or with things that are not in harmony with that holiness, bro. And I'm deeply appreciative of what I told you off screen, that you continue to push towards what you've been called to do. So no, bro, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for him. And by nature of doing it for him, the community gets to benefit. Right. And by his grace, I get to reflect and see the way in which it's benefited me as well.
All right. What, you are a figure that many people know, not a lot of people can say they have worked with. A lot of people know Murdock.
You're correct.
What is some misconception? What is a popular misconception about Mr. Murdock?
Oh, man. We could go on for years about that, my boy. I got to do one.
No, you could tell me as many as you have heard.
We ain't got enough time for that, man. Oh, my gosh, bro. A popular misconception. Oh, my God. A popular misconception. I am... And again, I got to give myself grace, right?
Yeah.
I'm not what I used to be. Nah, bro, like deeply insecure, bro.
Oh, I don't see that.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
Man. Like, okay, I need to answer the question differently. I am deeply insecure. The misconception is that I am confident and secure.
Right.
So, and again, I'm growing in that. And there's a number of people who have not played a role in increasing my confidence.
Right.
But there are definitely some unique experiences and people who played a role in those experiences that have. But that is one very, very popular misconception, bro.
Is that something you struggle with daily?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And it is because of the confidence that I've lacked and the security that I'm gaining that I am so deeply thankful to God. Because he chose to put what he's put in me in the hands of somebody who consistently questions whether or not they deserve it. And when you question whether or not you deserve something, you oftentimes don't know how to manage it. And so, my God, for God to bless me, an imperfect steward, with a gift like the one that he's given me, to bless as many people as he's allowed me to bless because of his grace and mercy, I'm so uniquely undeserving, bro. So uniquely undeserving. But that's why I take it serious. And I pray that is a reminder to people who think that they are without, that just because you personally lack does not mean that God cannot use you for great. Something my former pastor, right? My church, I go to Eastern Star Church where Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. And we're going through a shift right now from Pastor Johnson to Pastor Jay. It's something that my legacy pastor says that my lead pastor currently embodies, that I pray that people see when they hear my true story, is that God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And for those that are qualified and believe they've been called, you are likely being called for something that you do not know that you've been qualified for. I'm qualified to be a lawyer. I'm qualified to be a political analyst. I'm qualified to be a theologian, but that is not what God called me to be. Because God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called, brother.
That's for real. Do you handle criticism well? And I'm asking that because I want to know a specific question about criticism. I want to know how you handle criticism from the city that you love so much. How do you handle when what you do isn't accepted the way that you may feel like it should be?
Well, that's so packed, man. So number one, most people don't critique me. I'm not going to tell you why people don't critique me because they can answer that question for you. But I don't get critiqued by most. I'm just admired. And sometimes the admiration and lack of critique is what hurts because the nature of what I do, when you engage with it, it's natural to critique it. Like God has called me to teach. And seldom does a teacher appreciate a quiet classroom. Like teachers love it when students respond.
Right.
And I'm not saying student like everybody got to learn from me because on the other side of every lesson taught is a lesson learned. And so oftentimes teachers are the ones best positioned to learn something.
Right.
And God has blessed me to learn from this city. That's on my proud product.
Right.
But yeah, bro, like I don't get critiqued very often. And that is likely why I have the relationship with criticism that I do. Because it just doesn't happen very often. So when it does happen, now, okay. So when I am critiqued, and we also got to be intentional about words, right? Because I don't receive everything as criticism.
Right.
Some things are just comments.
Right.
Like everything is not a critique. And sometimes I do receive critique from people I don't trust, and I don't respond well to that. But at the same time, I can't control when somebody does it and I critique or comment on what it is I have to do. Like this video is going to get posted. And what are people going to do? They're going to comment.
Right.
And some of those comments are going to be critical. But I can't control that. But my therapist always told me, man, that control produces chaos and choices produce power. And so I can choose to filter and say, is this a critique or a comment? And if it is indeed a critique, do I trust this person or not? Because if I don't trust them, I can't change the fact that they critiqued me. But I can be intentional with how I choose to receive it. And when people I trust critique me, those are moments where I grow the most. And God is blessing me the older I get because he's healing my trust issues. And he's building my capacity to nurture genuine relationships. That there are more people than ever who are critiquing me than ever that I trust. And that is why I know that my best days are yet to come. Because I'm growing faster and faster every day.
Right. You talked about relationships just then. Where's love?
Oh,
where is love?
Stretch. Lord Jesus. Oh.
Where is love for Mr. Murdock?
Oh my God. Oh. You know how to take the depth and then make it light. Just to make it, then I'm gonna make it deep again, boy.
Okay, let's go.
Man, where is love? Where is God? Where is God?
On the other side of love.
Oh, they say God is love, man. Where is love for me? I'm learning that love has to start inside. I have been blessed to be loved by many people. I have also been burdened with not knowing how to steward that love. And I have been blessed to learn that I have not been a great steward of some of that love because I have not first loved myself. I have also been burdened by the idea that because I have not learned or been taught to love myself, that there may or may not have been previous instances where somebody loved me that I should have stayed in love with. At the same time, I know that dwelling on my past is not productive. I can reflect, but I cannot dwell, because dwelling is taking up space. Dwelling is to inhabit.
Right.
And for me to take residence in something I can no longer change is a waste of the life that God has given me. And God made me to love. I think that people experience love when I do what it is God has called me to do. So where is love for me? Love for me is in the people who I see God in. Love for me is in the places that God has called me to be. Love is patient and it is kind. I'm going to just stop right there, boy. Love is patient and it is kind. And
right. It's patient and kind.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. When you think of yourself and your legacy, can you think of 3 words that you hope that people remember you by?
Yeah. Black liberation ecosystem. When it is all said and done, that right there. Black liberation ecosystem.
How much work is it going to take to make those 3 words be what people are reminded by you by? How much work you think you have?
Brother, I think that is the call. And it is going to take as much work as long as God has me here. Whether that's another minute, another day, another week, another month, another quarter, another year, another decade, a century. That'd be spicy. But it's going to take as much work. As long as I'm here, that's the work it takes. As long as I'm here, that's the work it takes, Doc. And I don't know how much longer I have left. But I know as long as I'm here, that's the work it's going to take.
A young man or woman approaches you in public. You don't know them. They know you. And they ask you for some words of wisdom moving forward. You're not going to see them again. What do you tell them?
That loving yourself is a revolutionary action, and you are worth the revolution. There is nothing more powerful than love. There is nothing more powerful than love. And so when we choose to love ourselves, that is a powerful thing. But I want to give you the reason why I say that quote. The reason I say that is because in the late 1950s, I believe it was the late 1950s, but it may have been the 1960s, Malcolm X said that the Black woman is the least protected, most neglected, and most disrespected person in the world. That is still true today for reasons and names that I can repeat for eons.
Right.
And so to fall in love with something that the world disrespects, neglects, or refuses to protect is revolutionary. By nature of that, if the Black woman is the most disrespected, most neglected, and least protected, that means the Black man is the most dangerous. So to fall in love with something that the world is scared of or that the world hates is revolutionary action.
Yes, it is.
For our siblings that are non-binary or trans, who are not even seen as human, to love something that the world hates, my brother, is a revolutionary action. So when I speak, I'm speaking to a particular person. But just because I'm speaking to a particular person doesn't mean that's the only person that hears me. I'm talking to a black man right now, but there's non-black men listening to me right now in this same room. You picking up what I'm putting down? So when I say that loving myself is a revolutionary action, and I'm worth the revolution. When I tell you that loving yourself is a revolutionary action, you're worth the revolution, I'm speaking to a particular person who was neglected, not protected, who was disrespected, seen as dangerous or not human. But something powerful happens when black people become liberated. Everybody becomes free. And that's why I would tell anybody that loving yourself is a revolutionary action. And you're worth the revolution. Because when black people are free, my brother, we all become free, my brother.
Absolutely. That was beautiful. I want to know how you would define success.
Success. I think success is doing the best you could with what you had. And I know that because that's what a parent wants for their child. A parent is a person, and people are not perfect.
Yep.
And I think that in the same way that hurt people can hurt people, heal people can heal people too. And as hurt as a parent might be, and as healed as a parent might want their child to be, a parent can only do what they can do with what they have. And at the end of the day, I think that a parent is just trying to do the best they can with what they have. And man, there's nothing like the relationship between a parent and a child.
You ain't lying.
So that's why I think success is doing the best you can with what you have.
Yeah. Powerful stuff, brother. I don't have anything else other than a segment that we call This or That.
Let's do it, Doc.
So you're gonna pick one or the
I'm
other.
locked in, you hear me?
You locked in.
You see water? I ain't drink water the whole time.
Cheers.
You hear me? Yes, sir. I'm locked in, bro.
Okay.
This or that.
First of all, again, a lot of respect coming from me, bro.
It's mutual, King.
I've said to a lot of people how I work with respect. From where I'm from, I give respect. I give respect to everybody. When I come into a new place, I respect my environment. I respect the people in that environment. And the whole time I'm trying to earn that environment's respect, and I'm trying to earn your respect. The whole time. You have my respect and I'm trying to earn yours.
You got it.
You can only lose my respect. You understand? And from the moment I've met you till this moment now, I am honored to call you my friend.
Blessings, brother.
And I just want to say thank you for coming.
No, thank you, Doc.
Right on. This or that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Winning the lottery or finding a soulmate?
Finding a soulmate.
Would you rather have sticky hands or slimy feet?
Whoa. Sticky hands, player.
Would you rather speak truth to power or teach truth to the youth?
Speak truth to power. I can do both when I do that. Slimy feet is crazy, bro. My bad. I'm locked back in, though. I'm locked back in.
You back. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
The ability to talk to pets or the ability to talk to babies?
Babies.
What's worse, misquoted movies or misquoted lyrics?
Lyrics.
Comfort in faith or challenge in faith?
Challenge.
What's worse, babies dressed as animals or animals dressed as humans?
Hold on. Take a step back. Man, boy, I don't know where you begin these questions from, big dog. Hold on, I got to go back. You said what's worse before that last question, didn't you?
Yes.
You said what's worse, comfort and faith?
No. That one is just
okay.
choosing one.
Okay, challenge. You see where I'm coming from.
Right, I got you, yeah.
But no, say that now go back to what's worse.
Back to what's worse. Babies dressed as animals or animals dressed as humans?
Oh. Babies dressed as animals. They both. I can't stand either one.
They're both bad, bro. All right. Fight for change in the street or shaping change in the classroom?
For me, right?
Yes, it's your answer.
Okay, say it one more time.
You rather fight for change in the street or shape change in the classroom?
Man, brother. Man, if it's me, right? If it's me, it's shape change in the classroom for sure.
Mm-hmm. Girlfriends or guy friends?
What you trying to do to me here, bro?
Hey, where you find the most comfort?
Bomb was saying something crazy, man. You said girlfriends or guy friends. Man, bro, what kind of question is that? Gee, Manedley, bro. Girlfriends. Shout out to my guys, though. That is crazy what you just did right there, bro.
Would you rather be misunderstood or forgotten after death?
Misunderstood. Wait. Forgotten. Oh my God, you cooking, boy, you cooking, bro. I need some more water.
All right. Would you rather build leaders?
No, not like that. I just had to drink some more water right here. Thank you, though.
Would you rather build leaders or build systems?
Oh, you're challenging me. These are great questions.
Thank you.
And you're not even, I can't even explain my answers. That's the worst part.
You can.
Oh.
You can?
Okay. I chose guy friends versus girlfriends. I chose.
Yeah, go ahead.
I chose the girlfriends versus the guy friends because the black woman is the genesis. Okay. And I always got to give respect to black women. Just to be clear. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm going to choose, and I chose the classroom, not the streets, because it's cool to be in the streets, but everybody's not called for that environment.
Right.
And mostly, the only people who know that are the people who've been there before.
Right.
The streets are not a fun place, my brother. The pavement gets very hot. And God allowed me to be there, but he didn't call me to be there. So I'm not saying that the classroom is better than the streets, but God called me to the classroom, not the streets.
Right.
And then lastly, to the piece about, go back to them kids, man. The animals dressed as kids or the kids dressed as animals. I'm not a pet guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dogs don't like me and I don't like dogs. So, excuse me. So when babies get to be dressed as pets, man,
That's a double.
It like challenges me, you know? Like you're worth so much more. And then, because you said I can explain, so I'm remember some of these questions you asked me, bro.
I'm sure you want to explain comfort and faith or challenge and faith.
Well, I mean, because you only grow when you challenge.
Well, correct.
And my goal is to continue to grow. Now, to the piece that you just asking about leaders versus systems.
Yeah.
Man, see, the thing, brother, is in the age of tech, right? because everybody talking about AI, right? And the way we can leverage artificial intelligence to do so much liberating work, which is true. People also talked about tech that way in the early 2010s, in the late 2000s. And it is a great tool. Technology is an amazing tool that you can use to, I think, create liberating consequences. But the way that systems like white supremacy and racism and misogyny and transphobia work, and so many other isms and phobias, is that even great tools can be used to do bad work. Great systems can be used by bad people. So I'm caught between, do you create the system that a bad person can use? Mm-hmm. Or do you create a person who can build a great system? Mm-hmm. Or can even use a bad system to do good work? Yeah. And that's why I think I got to go with leaders.
Yeah. Okay. There is no wrong answer.
But you challenged me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was the job.
That's a good, that's what I'm saying. That's a good question. It's a good question.
That was a job. That's it for me, brother. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you for your work enough. I can't thank you for your presence and energy enough. I can't thank you for your time enough. That's the most precious thing we have.
Yes, sir.
And now I have this for you forever. I have this with you forever. So I appreciate you. My team appreciates you. And thank you for coming to La Meridian Hotel, Smoking Still. How can people get a hold of you? I know that you have plenty of events that people can attend. Please tell us about them.
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to drop, but September 16th, I have my next lecture on sabbatical. Rest is Resistance. Shout out to Trisha Hersey. And so I'll be talking about my most recent sabbatical. So September the 16th. In the last Tuesday in October, I'll be hosting my next seminar. My master plan seminar. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And Black folks cannot afford to fail in a world that expects them to. In November, I'll be hosting my next public conversation with close friends, where you will hear me talk about the Black man behind the brand, and that conversation will be facilitated by none other than our very good friend Tyrus Duncan, the serial conversationalist. And that'll be on the Saturday before Thanksgiving. I'm not going to talk about everything we got coming in December. And then, so those are my next 3 events.
All right. How can they get you on Instagram if they need to?
Yeah. No, I pray you do. I pray y'all tap in. Just type in Murdock with a K and click the Black man. Type in Murdock with a K and click the Black man.
That's him. That's him. I seen it.
Hey, for real, thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
God bless you, man. I appreciate you for stretching me. Again, it's power in the name, bro. And I don't know the meaning behind that name, but you're walking in that name, bro. People become stronger when they get stretched. So thank you for making me stronger today, my brother.
I appreciate you.
Respect, King.
Yes, sir. Follow dmoney.com. We'll see you next week. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. La Meridian Hotel, Spoken Still. We'll see you next week. Boom.